Welcome, guys. It is your guy Eliakim, and today we have a new guest with us. And before we move forward, we are going to let her to introduce herself, and then we'll continue. So, welcome. We're just going to ask you to introduce yourself and tell us who you are as we move forward with the topic of today.
Okay, thank you very much, Eliakim. My name is Joan Benaneve. I am a computer science student at the International University of East Africa, and I'm also the founder of Avara Hospitality Solutions.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We are happy to have you here today.
I'm happy to be here too.
I know that it was of a short notice, but I'm thankful that you accepted my invitation.
You're welcome.
And our guests are there, and today we are going to be talking about a very good topic. It is about mental health for women in business and social enterprises. But before we dive into our topic, I will just ask a bit like you to tell us a bit about you. You tell us who you are, what you do, and maybe because like that topic came from what I saw you are interested in,
Okay.
so that you can tell us maybe why are you interested and maybe why you want to talk about women in business and social enterprises.
Okay. So, as I have said, I am Joan Benaneve,
Yes.
and I'm a student at the International University of East Africa. But basically, what I do, I am a business owner.
Yes.
I own an enterprise called Avara Hospitality Solutions, and we are looking at venturing into events planning and management. But right now, we decided to start small, and we are doing ushering. We provide hostesses for events like weddings, Chala, Kwanjula, launches, brand launches, concerts, like even home hospitalities. So we do train ushers. Basically, we look at training university students, because when I was starting the business, I was a student who was looking for what to do. And unfortunately, I couldn't find a part-time work. So I decided to give an opportunity to students, most especially women, so that they can get something to be doing and gain social capital.
Thank you so much. Okay, I'll a bit take you back. I know that you have said part of it, but I wanted just to ask you what really motivated you to put yourself into this kind of stuff.
Okay, so one of the things that motivated me, I ran for Miss Tourism Kigezi
Yes.
2024, 2023, 2024. And it's one of the inspirations I got, because I had to find a project, make research, what I can do. And I was so interested in greening and tourism. Then during that time, I attended different conferences about tourism, about anything in the industry. And I always felt like, what if I provided a service within the industry? So that's how I was telling you that I'm looking at venturing into events planning and management. We shall be having a lot of things that dive us into tourism. We are also looking at putting in, making it greener, making events greener and running such projects to make it safe for our environment as we are running the events industry. So one of the inspirations was my Miss Tourism run during 2024, and another inspiration was 2025 when I was joining the university.
Yes.
And you have a timetable. You cannot study full day. You are out there. Your parents are not providing enough, I can say. They are trying to provide, but then you feel like there are some things you need to do yourself. And then you ask yourself, how about after graduation? What will I be doing? So I had to look at a lot of things, and I felt like that's where I felt comfortable. I did research for around a year. I had a lot of businesses I really felt like I should start, but where I felt comfortable is where I started from.
Okay. Wow. And congratulations again. I'm seeing that you have a very good background.
Thank you.
And okay, I'll just as you said that you are into ushering, I want just to ask you something like, how can you describe a typical day in your work life?
Okay. So a typical day starts when I actually get a client. It doesn't start on a day when we have an event. A typical day starts like maybe this January, someone calls me and is like, I've seen your hostesses and I really love what you guys do. And I would really want you people to be part of my, and when they tell you that date, you feel like that day is really covered. Yeah, so I start planning for such a day from the time I've talked to the client to when they make bookings, we send them invoices and everything, and to that exact date. Like it should feel like something hectic, you know. You are taking around 10 people out there to work. Maybe they've not been in the field, some of them are new. You know, you have all that stress. Are they really going to turn up? Are the uniforms going to fit them? But then I feel like I'm really loving it. So even though it stresses a bit, but whenever I have an event, I really feel good.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. So I would love us to dive into our topic, and I will love you to tell us when we hear us maybe talk about mental health. Uh, what does it mean personally to you?
So when we talk about mental health, I know a lot of people feel like, you're talking about maybe people who are mad, people who are going through that big depression and they need to be in rehab.
Yeah.
No, but mental health is everywhere, We all go through mental health, and how we manage it and treat it
Yeah.
is what defines us at the end of it all. Is what defines this one is seen as a professional, this one is seen as a mad person, this one is. So mental health is whatever we go through daily.
Yes.
It can be me talking to my mother and I have that stress of how do I ask for this and that. You're going through a state where your mind is not deciding on whether to talk to your mother or not. So mental health is a wide topic that basically treats our brain the way it treats it. Even if you're happy, you can be happy and have some mental illness and you feel like, okay, I have maybe got something to celebrate, but a society is going to judge me. You're going through that mental state. Yeah, so the health of your brain is what defines our mental health.
Thank you so much. And I'm sure that there are some people who had that perspective of saying mental health, someone is suffering from mental health is a mad person.
Yeah.
But now I'm sure that they know that it is not just a mad person. Even someone like, let me say, for example, even Elon Musk, the richest guy in the world, can be suffering from mental health,
Yeah.
and is not a mad person. So, do you think that mental health, like let me say, this topic of mental health, is it openly discussed among women in business?
It's not. It's not openly discussed. It's something we do not really look at. So okay, can I talk about?
Yeah.
So when they are looking at Joanne as someone in business,
Yes.
they look at her showing up every day, advertising her business, letting people know that she has hostesses, and talking about her business, financing it, branding it, and putting it out there. They do not always ask, how do you really feel about all this? All they want to see is you delivering.
Yeah, true.
They do not care about what happens. The boldness you take to go out there and be like, I'm launching a business, I'm starting today, I'm going out there, I'm going to request people to consider me for their events. So it's something we do not really look at.
So, and what do you think it can be the reason of them or you not be talking about it around women in the business life?
One of the reasons I feel like generally mental health as a topic is still underlooked everywhere. So it's one of the reasons people do not consider it. Call it parents. A parent is pushing you to go to school. he expects grades from you, but they are not looking at how do you feel about such a subject, how does it feel to be at school, how does it feel for you to report to school. For them, what matters, I'm paying my tuition and I want to see you in school and I want to see grades. So it's like that. Even in business, when you've launched a business, people are busy congratulating you. People are busy waiting for you to fail or win and everything. They are expecting consistency from you, but they do not ask you how you feel and if you're doing well.
Yeah. John, let me say the business sector, it is something you have been in for some quite a time now. So, I wanted to just ask you, like, one, did you feel like this topic of mental health is something which need to be talking about, like people have to be talking about, like in general, and also in the business sector, especially where women are, because I want to rely on that topic that much. So, if you can tell me about that a bit.
Yeah, surely it's something we should really give attention because women really launch businesses, but they do not even go past the quarter stage
Yeah.
of a business launch. So most of them will spend 2 years and then they give up. That's all mental health. And I want to also talk about the trainings that are happening out there, trying to empower women to start businesses. Yeah, they are out there empowering them, but they are not still looking at their mental health.
Yeah, sure.
The mental health has a lot, it has financial literacy, how to train people to deal with finances and balance capital and the profits. All that brings about our mental state, like the health of our minds. So I feel like it's something we need to really give time and attention as we are trying to look at women joining businesses. And there are very many women that launch businesses. Actually, I have a belief the highest percentage of new businesses like that we launch every day are for women here in Uganda. But how many of them? Yeah, so I feel like we do not really give it attention. If we are trying to empower women to start businesses, then let us try to educate them that when you are starting a business, you might start high, you might start low, and then you business grows and then it falls again. So we need to train them to deal with everything. We need to train them to deal with clients and make them understand that we have different clients around us. We are different people. We do not see things the same way. I will give you an example of our sector, the event sector. Events have quite different clients. So today you will meet a client, they are giving you their money and they're actually paying very good money. And they are good, you go in the field, you work, everything is good. The next day you meet a client, they're not even paying well and you get shocked. You are delivering, no one is appreciating, and they are saying big words there. You get a point.
Yeah.
And another thing we need to look at as women now, I have not seen it so much in men, but women have a tendency of. I have seen Joanne's business. For example, let me use shortly what they normally tag.
Yeah.
Let me say Joanne sells oil perfumes, and she's living her good life. And the bad thing is we do not always look at the start.
Yes.
We always look at the climax when someone is trying to do well. Their business is successful, so they start putting you down, and all they are saying, they are commenting about maybe your marketing stuff, and they are saying they have big terms they use. They are like the life she's living, and then she's selling oil perfumes. We don't think that's where the money comes from. You get the point?
Yeah.
But in real sense, we have to understand that if I sold oil perfumes and I was not even earning half of my rent, a lot of people are selling oil perfumes and they are really earning well, and they are actually venturing into very many things. Because one thing we need to understand, and I got to understand that when I was into the Miss Tourism run, is that we have different social capital. I can have a social capital that a perfume someone is going to sell at 10,000 Ugandan shillings. I can sell at
Sure.
150,000 Ugandan shillings. And I'm selling every day.
Yeah.
So we are making different profits at the end of the day. We are selling to different people. We have different people who believe in us
Yes.
at the end of the day. So we do not have to judge people. We have to embrace them, lift them up, and appreciate what they are doing, not let them down. So I feel like as women, let ourselves down. We do not want to see um we do not want to hold each other's crown. We want to see, us living the same life. We do not want to ask how did she make it, how is it, how is she surviving. Yeah. So I feel like we need to embrace each other, hold each other's crown, and we can move.
Thank you so much. Like let me say, we are in an era whereby women are being empowered. Like they're trying to push them, like to be in so many sectors of life, including politics and a lot of stuff. Men, like we are somehow told that this is for men only. Yeah, women are also trying to find their way there. So, like, uh, what what are some mental or emotional challenges that women are facing, which people don't usually see? Like, let me say, like they're facing it but silently.
So one of the things I am going to talk about, I actually have some experience in leadership and politics, and then the business sector. So generally,
Yeah.
one thing women go through, like actually a lot of women, and people do not want to see, is trying to deal with the environment, the
Sorry.
society.
Can you cut a bit, like okay, so as I was saying, we are in a era whereby women are being empowered. Like they are trying to put them everywhere, even in the workwear, which we, for us growing up, we knew that these are for men only. You get. So now they are there. That means they have to face what men have been facing and have been dealing with silently. But apart from there, like I wanted to know, like what are some mental health or emotion challenges that women have been facing in business, but that people don't often see.
Yeah. So one of the things we actually do not give attention to
Yeah.
as the society is the environment. Um, Most of basically in politics and leadership, even my sector where I'm working,
Okay.
when a woman walks into an office and they decide to make her walk in and tell them what they are doing, and then maybe they are asking for financial support, or maybe they are asking for a job or anything. One thing we are not paying attention to is the response. The society believes a woman has to give him something to earn a living. They always believe, especially now, like in the sector where I'm working, they believe you are vulnerable maybe, and you just want money. So they feel like you can do anything for money. Yeah, yet in actual sense, a lot of women are busy focusing on their businesses, and they understand where money comes from, and they really want to earn clean money. So one thing society doesn't look at is getting to understand that women have gone to school, they've earned grades, they've earned knowledge, and they want to go out there and practice. They know their worth.
Okay.
Women have understood their worth. Yeah, so that's one thing I believe we are not paying much attention to as the society.
Okay. And okay, so like, what do you think? How does pressure from society, family, or expectation affect women entrepreneurs?
How? That's a very good question. The pressure is actually one of the things that really affects our mental health. Yeah, not us. You know, the pressure from I am going to consult you, Eliakim, about such a business because I have a dream of doing it, to I am going to go out there and launch my business. A lot of people, especially I'm actually now talking about young women, they will feel like you are doing a lot to yourself, you're too young to do that, you get. And they will tell you, like, they look into their eyes and tell you, you know what, Joan, you are doing a lot. That's not what you're supposed to do. Focus on your school, and after school you can always figure it out.
Yeah.
So that pressure, like from society, your parents are like, I sent you to school, then why are you into business? Why are you looking for a job? You get that point. So an African society has a way it teaches us, you have to go to school, struggle hard, undergrades, and go out there and look for a job. Even the school itself teaches us that we are supposed to struggle and our grades do better, go look for a job. Yet in actual sense, we can't all be like employed somewhere. We need to create employment opportunities, and I believe women can do the same. Yeah, so a lot of the women believe if I've gone to school really, I need to go out there and work into someone's office. Yet you've earned some good knowledge, you can create a very big employment opportunity for the society. So one thing about the pressure shies most of the women from starting. They have the ideas, they have, even look at some businesses and they feel like they can do better, but they know that society is going to judge them at the end of it all, and they feel shy to start. And yeah, it affects more of the mental health because you are starting, no one is congratulating you, no one is guiding you, everyone is waiting for you to fail. And you have that pressure of now I've started, I have to keep consistent.
Okay.
And you are scared that people you expected to advise you on the way to go let you down.
Yeah.
Now you are alone or you have a few people going with you. So it really affects women. They spend nights in bed and they do not have anyone to talk to. That pressure, you do not have enough finances, you've launched that business, you do not know where to market, and you are feeling even shy, like are lacking that self-esteem because people try to pull you down, to go out there and tell people, I am doing this and this and I really need your help, or I need you to support my business.
It's really good. So, like, I want to ask you something, but it's kind of personal.
Yes.
So, have you ever experienced burnout, anxiety, or overwhelming stress in the business you're doing?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
So,
Often.
how did you deal with it?
So I believe a burnout happens to everyone in business.
Yeah.
Call it the big guys we are seeing, people who have made it in business. Because business, one thing I've realized about business is you need to be patient, you need to be consistent at any time. Even though your business has already started earning for you when you're in bed, but you need to keep that supervision on. You need to keep consistent and get to learn and understand how your business moves. So one of the times I faced burnouts, like the hard ones, and you're like, can I really, should I give up? Was the time when I was starting. When I was starting, and I'm someone who actually started without capital. Yeah, you have some little money, you go out there, you tell a friend, I have an ushering agency and consider me for your wedding. And they give you the wedding, you have to look for uniforms before the wedding comes, and then the money you have is not enough. You do not know where to start from. You have to go out there and pay some money to mentors to guide you on and train you, and then go out there, look for the girls that are going to work, train them. Yeah, make the books, write everything and be like, okay, this is my training manual, and then go out there in the field and start working. So you reach in the field and you do not know something at the beginning, and your customer is actually surprised. You are an usher and you do not have this and this. You get that point? Yeah, and you reach home and you're like, what do I really have to do? One, you do not have the money to go back and pay people and make consultations because you realize the people in the sector, you're even contacting them and they are not ready to give help. Like, you just feel like you go into your bed and thinking at all.
Yeah.
You do not have anything to think. Like, you are dry. Your mind is completely dry. But how I dealt with it is, one of the things, I'm actually a Catholic
Okay.
and I'm a believer. Like, I don't think I've ever prayed for something and God does not do it. Even though sometimes we feel
Yeah.
He delays, but you reach a time and you realize that actually God really works. Even though not at the real time I expected Him to work. So I go to bed and I cry to my Lord and I tell Him, God, you know me, you know where I come from, you know how I started this, and I believe it was your knowledge.
Yeah, true.
So just show me the way. And the next morning I wake up with a strategy. I go out there, I write books. And one thing I love about myself is in my business is that I will write.
Yeah, true.
I will record anything, and when I decide to be, when I say I'm going to walk into this office today, I might not do it today, but at the end of the week I've done it. And I always get a good feedback. I've planned to do this. I had a burnout, but I walked in and I accepted. I did this, maybe this happened like this. I accepted. For example, you have your girls working out there and you get them drinking alcohol, and that is not professional.
Yeah, true.
And you feel like this is something I've talked about in the trainings each and every day.
Yeah.
But they are doing it at the same time, and some of them are your friends, and now you are tired of talking about it. But when I pray to my God, I get the courage to go in the group and communicate and be like, you are not doing well here. And the next time you see them doing well, I really feel proud of my team. Like, sometimes I'm falling down and, they pull me and show me, okay, you've taught us this, we can do this. If you've told us to do this, we are then going to go your way. Yeah,
That's
so
really good. And okay, like, have you ever feel like you have to prove yourself, eh? To be more better because a woman, like to prove yourself in everything you're doing because you're just a woman?
yeah, sure. Yeah, that's one thing I've always felt like even right now.
Oh,
So I'm one of those women um that feels like I should be an independent woman.
yeah.
I so I always feel the urge to, okay, I never work to please anyone. So I always have that urge of, if I really want to do this, like, say for example, I want to do a leadership course, I will go out there and look for it. And I want to outweigh myself. If someone says, no, Joan, you cannot do that, I don't listen to such people. If I've decided, actually, most of the times when I go to ask or to consult about something,
Yeah, yeah.
I don't want, I don't know how I'm going to deal with that, but I don't want negative feedback.
That's
I rather go and try and fail, then I get to know I failed myself, and I hate failing myself, than me saying, okay, they said you shouldn't do this. Actually, that's one thing that pushes me to go and show them that I can do it.
That's really good.
Yeah, so I always feel like I have to outdo myself to please me, not anyone, not the society, me as a person.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, do you think that women face a lot of pressure and stress in the business sector more than men?
Yeah, I don't feel like they feel it more than men. Let me give you one feeling I have.
Okay.
I feel like men really feel a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
In whatever they do, call it business, call it home, we always expect a lot from men. So even though I feel like I'm an independent woman, at the end of the day, I'm going to fall in love. And even though I'm independent, I know I have to provide for myself. I have
Yes.
my money. At the end of it all, I know I can ask for help from a man, whether my father, whether my partner, or any other person. But a woman will always feel like, I can always ask for help at any time. But a man, it's still hard for an African society for a man to come out there and and call you and call the partner and tell them, you know what, I'm not doing well in the business. I need to add this. Can you please help?
Yeah.
So I feel like men really feel a lot of pressure from society, from our. I feel like men feel a lot of pressure from the society, from their families, and everyone else. So I don't think it's right for me to say and to come out there and lie people that women feel more pressure than men.
So, as you are trying to wind up, I would love and I would like you to tell us, like, based on experience, like, what have helped you to maintain your mental health during tough times.
So one of the things that has helped me maintain my mental health is, as a Catholic, I told you I'm a believer. I might not be that person that goes to church every day,
Yes.
but at the end of it all, in everything I do, call it when I'm happy, call it I've done something great, or I'm in that state and I'm down.
Okay.
I always remember that I serve a living God, and I was brought on this planet for a purpose. So one thing that really always gives me the urge to keep moving is that me, when I did kneel down to pray or in my bed, I actually don't normally kneel down. There I'm going to lie. I go to bed and I'm like, God, really, why is this happening to me?
Yeah.
And I give all my heart and I cry out to Mother Mary and I tell her, you know what, Mother Mary, speak to God and tell her I'm down. And whenever I say that, like, it gives me that confidence, and I'm like, you know what, John, God is going to listen to your prayer. Then one of the things that always gives me that confidence in when I'm in that state and I'm down is I have people I trust. As a society, people judge what,
Yeah.
but at any moment we should get mentors. We should get people that we really trust. It can be your parents, it can be a friend, it can be your partner. I have people that I know I can talk to and they will always give me a way out. They will never let me down. Very few of them, but shout out to them.
So that's mean you believe that the support system is important. Let me say friends, community,
Yeah,
therapy
yeah,
stuff. Like women should consider that also, like when it comes to their mental health, they should consider that reaching out can also help them and know how to deal
yeah.
with tough times.
Yeah, you should have a society that you belong to. For example, I'm a Rotaractor,
Yeah.
You have time out there.
Yeah.
You have people you trust there. I have a group called Girls and Mentorship Space.
Yeah, yeah.
And, it's somewhere you will go and no one will judge you. You will tell them, guys, I'm here. I have this problem. How do I solve it? You can even tell them indirectly, a friend has this problem, and they'll always be there to help out, to speak to you. So have mentors, go out there, subscribe for mentorship, have people that you trust. Whenever you are down, don't keep it to yourself. Actually, a lot of people do bad things to themselves when they are in that bad mental state because they do not want to talk to anyone. They feel like the whole society judges. Society judges, but trust me, there will always be that one society. Okay, my biggest advice is subscribing to a society. Yeah.
So okay, what is something like, let me say, the warning sign, yeah, you should tell, like you should address to the community, especially to women, like when they're seeing such stuff, they should try and seek for help so that they can try and see how they can work on their mental health.
One of the warning signs,
Yeah.
especially if you're not an introvert, is you now, Joanne, I've been invited to your podcast.
Yes.
And I'm getting out of my room and I feel like, I don't feel like going out. That is a very big warning sign.
Yeah.
Why can't you walk out?
Yeah.
Walk out, show them you. You're a woman, you're confident, you're beautiful.
Yeah.
So me, whenever I have that feeling, I have to talk to someone.
Yeah.
And I have to tell God, God, you brought me out here to be seen, to be loud, but now I can't be loud. Then another biggest warning is you're thinking about something, and if I'm thinking about something and then I'm getting headache, you're now feeling sick, you're getting it, you're going to rehab. That's what I always tell myself.
Yeah,
You're getting sick because you're thinking about grades. Bro, you're going to rehab. So if you feel like, something is stressing you and then you're feeling sick, you need help. Not help that now you're going to rehab, okay? The help is you've actually sensed that you are going into a mental state that you can't handle yourself. Talk to someone.
yeah, true.
Talk to someone, can be your parent, can be a group you subscribe to. You can always look for mentors online. And there are actually free mentorship spaces online, government aided. You can always search on Google and talk to someone that you do not know. And you can actually talk to ChatGPT and it gives you courage.
Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
me, there are some days I've really, ChatGPT is one place for advice because it will never tell you to look for a rope and hang
Yeah,
yourself.
true.
It will discourage you and give you reasons to live.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, go to the Bible, you will feel like you're talking to someone. Yeah.
Joanne, thank you so much.
You're
Thank you so much. I really appreciate and we have talked about very impactful stuff, and I'm sure this will help people who are going to be watching them. But before we close, I wanted you to give us a message, like a message you can address to people who are going to be watching it and women out there in business and social enterprises.
Okay, so my message has to be women in social enterprises, but I want to first advise women that have not actually made it into business.
Yeah.
If you're a woman out there and you're trying to launch a business, don't give it a second thought. My dear, go out there and start with whatever you have.
Okay.
It's always about launching. The moment you launch, you find a way. And when you find a way, please don't quit. To the women out there in businesses, please, one of the problems and challenges women in business face
Yeah.
is, so one of the challenges women in business always face is and we actually do not look at it, is the competition. We really have a bad competition. You feel like if I'm into the event and management sector and Joanne is coming up, she's a startup, I cannot tell her what happens in the event and management sector because I feel like she will be my competition.
Yeah.
We forget that we subscribe to different social capital.
True.
I always talk about social capital everywhere. So we subscribe to different social capital. We have different customers, and this world is very huge for all of us. So just give her the knowledge and let her go out there and hustle and look for the brand herself and look for market herself. So one thing is the body competition. Let's learn to subscribe to societies where our businesses align. Yeah, let's learn to subscribe to those groups, be friends with people in our businesses, because whenever you need help, they have the experience. You might think you have the experience, you have worked for over 5 years. There is one challenge that will come and has come to me and you never had it in your own venture. So let's subscribe to societies where our businesses align. Let's learn to work in groups. Let us learn to ask for support and let us not give up. If you've started a business, just imagine like you falling down and people are laughing at you. Always be out there, seek for help, and you can always push and find out. The moment you think about giving up, your mind you've emptied your mind. You cannot do anything. But the moment you say, I cannot give up, there is always a way. You go out there, you pray to God, you ask for help, you tell your mentors, you will always find out.
Thank you so much, Doan. I really appreciate and thank you again for accepting to be our guest. And to our viewers, thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. And if you need ushering services, don't hesitate to reach out to Joanne and you are going to get good service. Thank you so much.